What's up, guys? This is Theo here. Welcome to the final tutorial in Introduction to ReactJS Part 2. This will be updating, unmounting lifecycle methods that occur when a component updates or unmounts from the DOM. So let's knock this out. Okay, so there are two categories that we haven't discussed: updating and unmounting lifecycle methods. This lesson covers both. What is updating? The first time that a component instance renders, it does not update. A component updates every time that it renders, starting with the second render. There are 5 updating lifecycle methods. Component will receive props, should component update, component will update, render, and component update, or component did update. Whenever a component instance updates, it automatically calls all 5 of these methods in order. Okay, let's move on. The first updating lifecycle method is called component will receive props. When a component instance updates, component will receive props gets called before the rendering begins. As one might expect, component will receive props only gets called if the component will receive props. Okay, so it's called here because a prop is being passed. Look in the code editor for an example of component will receive props. Read it through and try to figure out how it works. Component will receive props automatically gets passed one argument, an object called nextProps. NextProps is a preview of the upcoming props object that the component is about to receive. In line 6, nextProps.text will evaluate to hello world. Select app.js, click run. You'll see a game load in the browser. And it explains the game a little bit. So let's try that out. See what it gives us. Okay, cool. Top number is supposed to show the highest number that you've clicked so far. Isn't working. No matter what number you click, top number thinks that number is the highest number so far. Select top number.js. Take a look at the top number component class. In between get initial state and render, give top number a new property called component. Component will receive props. It's going to be a function. And then, alright, that's all we need for now. I'm going to give it some data in a second. Okay, let's see what that does. Alright, looks good. Look at top number's render function. The problem lies in between the h1 tags. Whenever you click on a number in the browser, that number gets passed from app to top number as this.props.number. In between the h1 tags, you can see that top number displays this.props.number that it gets. When top number gets a new this.props number, you don't always want it displayed. You want to check whether that number is in fact the highest number yet. If it is the highest, only then should it get displayed in the h1. Component will receive props can help. Whenever you get a new this.props.number, component will receive props, sees it before render does. Component will receive props, can scan this new this.props number and decide whether it should display. Here's a starting point. So we're going to take this in here. Function, it says next props. And then what we're going to do with it, we're just going to say if next props.number is greater than this.state.highest, we'll just set it equal to this.state.highest equals next props.number. That should be enough. Let's make sure that works for us. Double check your component will receive props function. Something is off. Let me see what's off. If next props dot number is greater than this dot state dot my bad. Okay, let's see if that one works for us. Okay, looks like that's good to go. So for look at the get initial state function on lines 11 through 13, the state.highest starts equals to 0, never changes, it will always be 0. You need this state.highest to live up to its name and keep track of the highest number so far, and component will receive props. Remove these lines in their place, update the highest. Where am I removing that? I'm not sure. Let me see. Get initial state function online. Select through 13. It will always be 0. You need to set the stop state to highest. Okay. Not sure. Good. Now, whenever top number gets a new this.props number, component will receive props, so use it to keep track. All it remains is display the results in top number's render function. Replace this.props number with this.state.highest. So let's see if this works. Highest. Let's run that. Let's see if this is good to go. Okay, cool. Try playing another round. Okay. Looks like that's good to go for that one. So let's move on. 3. The second updating lifecycle method is called should component update. When a component updates should component update, it's called after component will receive props, but still before the rendering begins. If it returns true, then nothing happens. The best way to use should component update is to have it return false only under certain conditions. So select target.js and look at the target component class. Target renders a number in a random location. In this game, a target is a number that you try to click on. Whenever a new target appears, they all re-render. This is a problem. You can use should component update to make a target only render or re-render when it actually needs to. Give target a new property named should component update, and looks like we're going to add it to here. Should component update. It's going to be a function which is going to take in a next props and a next state. Remember, it always receives the props in the state. Give a comma there so that keeps rendering out. And let me run that to make sure we're good. I think that'll work. Let's just make sure. Okay, cool. You want should component update to return true when a target first appears. This will cause target to update as usual. You want should component update to return false when a target is already rendered and is about to repeat the same number as its last render. This will cause target to cancel its update. Inside the body of the should component update, write the following code. So we're going to use this return statement. Return this.props.number if it's not equal to the next.props.number. So let's try that out. Should work for us. Cool. All right, cool. So let's move on. 4. The third updating lifecycle method is component will update. It's called in between should component update and render. Component will update receives 2 arguments, next props and next state. Okay, so let's use component will mount to make the screen background turn yellow if your top number breaks 950,000. Okay, component will mount. So open top number JS, give top number a new property named component will update. So we'll put this right here. We'll say component will update. It's a function which is going to receive, what does it receive? Next props and next state. So next props and next state, and then we'll just give it a blank function for now, and then we'll do that. And then let's run this, make sure we got what we need out of this. Let's see if that works for us. Okay, cool. 2, on every render, you want component will update to check whether the background color is yellow. So add the following. We're just going to do this conditional in here. Okay, let's paste this in here and let's run this. Make sure to not put yellow in quotes. You also need to choose that when a user starts a new game, you can do this with the help of the start_props.game. Expand your if statement into. Okay, looks like that's fine though for now. Let's run this. The last updating lifecycle method is component did update. When a component instance updates, component did update gets called after any rendered HTML has finished loading. So in the code editor, select app.js. See lines 55 through 65. End game. You want the game to end when a user clicks a number less than their previous click. Component did update can do that. Look at get initial state. You can see the app has this .state.latest click property. Okay. Give app a property with a name of component did update. So looks like we can put this. What does it say? It's called after the render, maybe. I guess so. So we'll say component did update. Let me just make sure real quick. Is a function, and then render. No, I guess we can put it anywhere we want. Let me just take that out of there, and we'll put it after get initial state. Component did update, and then set your new property equal to, so say previous props, previous state, and then we will paste in this conditional, and then let's run. Make sure that's good to go. It's just adding some logic in there to end the game, if that's the condition. See if this works for us. Okay, cool. Components unmounting period occurs when the component is removed from the DOM. This could happen if the DOM is re-rendered without the component, or if the user navigates to a different website or closes their web browser. Component will unmount is the only unmounting lifecycle method. Component will unmount gets called right before component is removed from the DOM. You're so sick of having to type exclamation points, you have to hold down the shift key and then reach up with your pinky, the worst. You've written a program to type your exclamation points on line 6 or 10. Dictates component did mount, set an interval, open app.js. Okay, click run. Let's look at what it's doing. Try entering some text. Click on the button for auto enthusiasm. Okay, look at. Guess that's kind of funny. Okay, I guess it doesn't stop. Stop too much. Hit command refresh to refresh the page. Okay, let's refresh it real quick. Okay, so cool. 1 and 2 are what? Let me run this again. 1 and 2 should be done for us, and then 3 and 4. Let's figure this out. 1 and then 2. So select enthuse.js. Give enthuse a new component will unmount. So say component will unmount. So it's going to be a function which is going to take in the previous props and the previous state, and then we're just going to clear out this interval and this dot interval, and then let's run this to make sure we get this passing. Okay, cool. Looks good. And then we'll enter some text. Add enthusiasm. We'll stop it. So, looks pretty good. Congratulations on making it to the end of our introductory React courses. By this point, you've acquired all of the tools that you need to program in React. Stay tuned for our intermediate level React course, Building an Interactive React Application. Instead of learning more new tools, you'll be focused on applying the tools that you've already learned. How many components should an app have? Which components should use props and which use state?
who should pass what information to whom. These are the kind of the structural questions that we will address in building an interactive React application. However, you aren't quite finished with this course yet. We put together a series of 5 articles that slowly walk you through the process of installing and configuring ReactJS on your local computer. So I'm going to look at this real quick. It looks like you can go ahead and do this on your own. But yeah, guys, it looks like that is about it for that course. We just finished Introduction to ReactJS Part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the course. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And as always, please subscribe to my channel. Always appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.